You're about to listen to TADPOG. Tyler and Dave play old games. It's a comedy video game podcast. We would like to stress that the hosts are not experts and are really just very crass commentators. Seriously, this is an explicit podcast that happens to talk about video games sometimes. So please enjoy this pretty okay podcast with Tyler and Dave.
Hello, Internet, and welcome to another TADPOG podcast.
Are you sleepy or
Yeah, no, I'm
seductive? Are you really sleepy?
That was just like me taking a breath, and I was like, oh, I'll just let it go.
I was joking, and then I look across the table, and you look sleepy.
Oh man, today I am about at breaking point today.
What happened today?
No, just from exhaustion.
Just from not. You just haven't been sleeping, or
no? I've about 4 hours for the last week, 4 hours a night.
Okay. That's better than 4 hours.
No, 4 hours total.
That's not great.
Yeah.
But that's better than 4 hours.
It's enough
total.
that it's, oh man. I thought I was going to get sleep yesterday, but then Cockmaster Actually Shake was in town, and I needed to take him halfway to meet his sibling.
Right.
And it was a torrential downpour, so what should have taken 3 hours took 5.
So you hit it going out? Because I hit it coming to your house.
Both ways.
Oh, nice.
I drove into it and drove so long I drove out of it, dropped Shake off, turned back around, ran into it again, drove through it, came on the other side.
That's how my trip to Chicago was. The one where I missed all the tolls. I got the $86 bill.
We need that money.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm a tired boy.
Well, Tyler is a member of the audience. I have to tell you, I don't care how tired you are. You need to entertain me. So keep it up.
So I'll probably go ahead and take Lunesta now. It's fine.
Yeah.
Just go ahead and ride this train.
We'll wake you up if we need you.
Just reach over and stroke my arm every now and then.
I do that anyway.
Yeah.
And I'm in the
Even
middle.
when I'm not talking, just occasionally.
Yeah, just a loving, just a pet.
Just making sure you're real.
Yeah, right.
We're two old guys, play old games. This week, we have brought back the one, the only Pinball Archmage, Chris Edler.
Hello.
Welcome back, Chris.
Hello. Thank you for having me back on. This is twice in 1 year, barely. End of January and into December.
We like to call you Bookend. Chris Bookend.
Old
Edler.
Bookends Edler.
Yeah. The pinball episode that you were on is an episode that a lot of people enjoyed.
Mm-hmm. Very well received.
I was so nervous and worried, and then when the response came back and it was so good, I was just really excited, and now I've set the bar high for myself, and I'm completely intimidated that I have to do a good job today. So, basically normal for me. So nervous and worried. So
you'll be fine.
Yeah,
it'll be good.
Tuesday.
Yeah,
that's what that is.
Yeah, as I recall, you had some anxiety before the pinball episode. Too.
Oh yeah,
so
of course.
If you're using that as a measuring stick, like I do, sometimes I use my anxiety as a measuring stick.
You're right.
And I'm like, I'm as anxious as I was before I did this thing that most people thought was pretty cool. So this will probably also be pretty cool.
That makes sense. Well, when I was here for the pinball episode, I felt like I was trying to sell something that was important to me and that I knew people would enjoy.
Yes.
And now I'm here for Sonic Spinball, so
the same thing. You're in the same boat.
Yeah.
This game is heralded in the pinball community. It's just the closest approximation to an actual
right. If you want to get good, Sonic Spinball.
That's what I've read on all the pinball subreddits.
That's the best way.
I practice coding on a keyboard made of paper.
And as a testament to the pinball episode that you were on, which there will be a link in the show notes, aka the show nuts.
Yeah.
That is the tired train.
Sad train.
It's the sleepy train.
You got done with that. You got done with that episode, and for the next week, I was like, I'm gonna hunt down every pinball machine in Paducah, and I found all 2 of them.
All right.
There was a busted demolition man at the bowling alley.
Okay, so the one we actually talked about, you actually found a demo
man. The one that we talked about. There was a demolition man,
and it was broken.
The problem with it was that it was broken. There was also oh God, it's been a while, but I think it was a CSI pinball machine.
Yeah, that's actually a pretty rare machine. They didn't make a lot of that.
Well, this one was super rare because it was also broken.
That's not rare. That's why pinball has problems.
Yeah.
Is it requires maintenance.
I could play the game, but I didn't. At no point would I know the score.
Oh, yeah.
You play the game, but you couldn't use the flippers.
You're right.
That happens too. That happens too.
Instead of flippers, they just had 2 egg timers taped to the side of the machine.
Well, a new display is generally $300, so that's probably why it wasn't fixed.
True.
So,
I'm sure it's making like $300 a day for those guys.
oh yeah,
I
yeah.
mean, come on. It had like a centrifuge and everything.
And
on
a
this
skull.
machine.
It has the skull that you
Yes.
can shoot the balls into.
Yep. So, and then there's another really old one at a diner here in town where I thought about, I'd never been to that diner before, but I thought about going just to play it. And then I looked up the machine. And I was like, that looks boring. I can't remember what the machine was.
There are some bad ones out there.
But it looked,
yeah.
I mean, it looked like it had flippers. And then that's kind of it. It would just like flip this ball around until it goes down the hole.
And most likely it would have been broken, apparently,
Yeah.
if the same person was running all the pinball machines in Paducah. So you may have been wasting your time.
There is an Elvis pinball machine at Pizza by the Pound.
Cool.
So there's that
Oh, I
too.
forgot about that.
And people actually play that one.
It's a good. I'm kind of a happy pinball guy. Like where most every pinball machine, I will find something positive about it and like it. And I like Elvis. There's a lot of cool stuff. I don't really like the music all that much. I'm not
Yeah.
that into it. But the game itself is fun. It's enjoyable. So, like I said, any pinball I'm probably going to be good with. But
There's definitely a Beatles pinball machine, right? There has to be, right?
you know what? I don't think so. As I'm scanning my brain here,
We'll make one then.
That's nuts.
I'm sure
That
that
is
license
weird.
is simple to get, right?
Oh yeah, it's no big
Yeah.
deal.
So what did it go through? Michael Jackson, he's dead. Did he own all their? So I'm not sure who
Just
owns
dig
that
him
material.
up.
Yeah,
I'm
all right,
sure he's
yeah.
buried with the rights.
The yellow submarine. It's fine. That's what we'll do. It'll be
Yeah,
great.
it's fine.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we can do like a knockoff dollar store version of Beatles pinball. There we go.
I like it.
Oh, because I sent you a picture. I think of my cousin randomly got married at this cottage in the middle of nowhere, and there was like a surfing pinball machine in that basement.
Yeah. I think it's Surfer, right? Is the pinball machine? There is a pinball game called
Yeah.
Surfer, like an older pinball game.
Is it
Now,
before the
let me
Silver
take a picture of
Surfer?
this.
Yeah. This is
It's what inspired him.
Before he becomes silver.
right.
He just ran on propane.
Right. Yes. Later he's the Golden Surfer. Then Platinum.
And I do love, and I remember after that episode, Josh and Phil and those guys, they would send pictures, same thing on the Facebook group, like, "Hey, look what I found," and I'm like, "Okay, like my plan worked."
It was
I've
fun.
got people that like
it was like Pokemon Go on a small scale. Like go out into your communities and find your pinball machine.
Yeah, yeah.
You might find a rare one, but more than likely you'll find one that's broken.
Evolve it into a working machine
Right.
and go from there.
But what sucked about it a little bit is like seeing some of the busted machines and actually having the thought cross my mind, I wonder if they'd sell this to me and I could fix it up. Mm-hmm. And then and that's a horrible idea. It sounds like a good idea, but then it's like, what's going to happen is I'll have a broken pinball machine in my house forever.
Well, I have broken pinball machines in my house forever. You know, when one, I think they know, like when you fix one, the other one's like, fuck it, I'm breaking now. So it's a never ending cycle.
I gotcha.
You will, if you have a pinball machine, you have
They're
a broken
jealous
pinball.
gods.
That's what the Lion King was about, right? That's,
Rival, yeah, 2 pinball machines.
yeah.
You guys are getting deep in that movie.
But I see we got some stuff to try.
I have, the whole taquitos.net synergy that's happening on
Yeah.
TADPOG right now. I told you guys earlier, I think I've exhausted just about all of the unique chips to the St. Louis area, but I did find the Billy Goat Chip Company. These are the kicker chips. It's the spicy chips from this company. Kind of a hipster potato chip company, I think. It's kind of in a brown paper bag. It's handcrafted and kind of expensive. But again, taquitos.net. So
I like it.
We can open those up and try them out.
Let's do it. These are the spicy ones?
Yes. I mean, if it's on this show, it needs to be spicy.
Oh, yeah.
Right? Okay.
No, you know us.
So there's your audio. I have had these a few times when I've been feeling like spending $3 on a tiny bag of chips.
Those are $3?
I think so.
Yeah, that is a tiny bag.
Anything for TADPOG.
We do appreciate it.
But yeah, you could finish this in one sitting pretty easily.
Oh, yeah.
We finished much larger bags in a single sitting.
Oh, yeah. those Larry the Cable Guys.
Oh,
those
yes.
chips. I can't remember which flavor I liked. Was there like a cheeseburger?
Cheeseburger.
Yeah, I like damn near finished that fucking bag.
During the episode?
Yes, during the episode. It's like I tried to eat them off mic quietly. I don't know if they came through or not.
Same for those Topito Doritos.
Oh my god, those were great.
Are there any of those left for me? I'm assuming no.
I ate most of them. I don't
think
know.
there are.
Really?
I will
All
get you
right.
some.
I will take a few on the way out.
You ready to do it? You ready to
Yeah,
try
let's
these?
try this.
The Billy Goat Kicker chips. What do you think? They're a little greasier than I thought they'd be.
They're a little more bland than I thought they would be.
Yeah?
It's a little more subtle, I guess. But it's a good thickness and a good crunch.
Yeah.
I like that.
The crunch really does help bring out the Billy Goat.
Yeah. I feel like I'm being kicked.
Taste the gruff.
I think it's a good flavor, but it's not spicy. Not very spicy at all.
Yeah. It's a good chip, though. I do like it. They're ruffled. I feel like that's worth mentioning.
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
That helps with the crunch. Probably.
I'm sure. Yeah, sounds good.
Well, do we want to see what the...
I haven't had chipectomy in a while.
Yeah.
Do you want to check and see what our unofficial sponsor, Taquitos, thinks about these?
What they say.
I'd love to. Let's take a look. All right. I am on taquitos.net, like I'm sure all of our listeners are right now, commuting to work. They're feverishly typing into their phone, taquitos.net, which now it's the autocomplete, just does it for them because the good folks at taquito.net really gunning for that sponsorship, y'all. All right. Let's see. The Spicy Billy Goat Chip Company. Let's just see what happens when I type in the Spicy Billy Goat.
That'd be a good name for a ship.
The Spicy Billy Goat?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like in real life or in a game? Or both?
Yeah. I'll have
Chris?
two boats, the Mr. Beaumont and the Spicy Billy Goat.
Chris Edler, you're on it, man. You got it pulled up and everything.
Prepared.
Hashtag Android over iPhone, man. Fucking
The
destroy
cheap
me.
man.
Let's see. All right. The Spicy Billy Goat Kicker Potato Chips. This is from taquitos.net, if we hadn't mentioned them already. Taste. What do you guys think about this? Tell me if you agree. These potato chip were cut thick. Sorry, taquitos.net. I have to read it as it's written. I had to need a correction made on the Spicy Billy Goat page. These potato chip were cut thick and had medium width ripples.
Wow.
Yep.
Medium width. There's different widths.
I was measuring them with a micrometer before we came in.
Yeah. Like, is there a template? You know, like when you go in the shoe store and you get sides, you put like in that contraption.
Put your chip in it. Yeah.
Is there a mold? Like, do they make a mold out of the chip and then like through the magic of science?
You get your chip dough that you throw in the hot press for the.
Douglas from Better Made, we need to know.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. I feel like we have a listener base that can answer all these questions.
That's true.
Any question we throw out at this point.
As soon as I said, like, I was complaining about getting 4 hours of sleep, I know, he's listening now. And Tony went,
4 hours. Yeah. I feel like
he may have already commented in the group chat by the time I say this.
I feel like between like us here at the table and everybody else in Tadpog Nation, we could start a company called Shitty Google.
Yes.
Where you email a search term and then we just email you a result back.
Let me
Fact
see,
or
let me
not.
see if that's taken.
If shittygoogle.com is taken, please check. I love it. All right. I'm taking so long that I
Locked her up.
I locked
Here
it
we go.
up. Sorry.
That's okay.
It's okay. What's your password?
All right, let's see. So it has medium width ripples with various shades of yellow and brown, plus lots of skin around the edges. They looked really nice. Sizes varied, but some of the chips were impressively huge, especially for a small bag, which we've noted.
Yes.
And the large ones tended to be long and narrow, an unusual shape for potato chips. We crunched in to find a texture that was about as perfect as a potato chip can get. The cut was thick, with a crunch that varied from somewhat soft to fairly strong. It's a lot of variation in a chip. With a perfect crispiness throughout. The heat level varied from chip to chip, but both the hot ones and the not so hot ones had a mix of spices that was quite nice. And the rest of that review can be found on taquitos.net.
Wow. All right.
Very long review. Thank you for letting me borrow your phone.
No problem.
And I am going to find the longest chip I can in this bag. That looks like this one. Okay.
Shitty Google is taken.
What?
However,
ShittyGoogle.gov.
really shitty Google is available.
How about Shitty Google by email?
The first year is only $2.99 if we want to get really shitty Google.com.
I will up my Patreon right now to make that happen.
All right, see, it's gone through, and we're going to buy it.
All right.
And just like drop one in her lap.com and hotbonerdudes.com, which have both like we don't have those anymore, but for a short time.
Don't get them though. We'll get them back. Don't touch them.
We want them. The more I think about hotbonerdudes.com, the more I fucking miss it.
Like jump in her lap, I don't really even. I barely remember.
That was one that
Hot boner dudes.
You
though.
said that made me fucking laugh, and I remember buying it on the spot. I was like, "Yep, doing it." But hot boner dudes, I just want like the next job interview I have. I want to put that on my resume. Dave at hotbonerdudes.com.
David.Moore at hotbonerdudes. Trick him into making it sound professional.
It's one of those great things where it's like, resume advice. They're always like, don't use your Sparkle 1874 at Gmail address or at Yahoo address. So I like the idea of like turning that on its head where it's like, fine, I will use a specialized domain, but it's going to be hotbonerdudes.com. I am unhireable.
We were going to hire you if you were just a boner dude, but now that you're a hot boner dude, you're definitely in.
We think you're a mediocre boner dude at best.
Hot boner dude minus.
You've oversold yourself.
Welcome to Wendy's.
I went to high school with a guy. Or no, yeah, it was high school. It was early high school. I think his two email addresses were goodinbed@hotmail.com and like something like good at fingering or like fingering pro or some shit like that.
Pro. Let me give you a pro tip.
Yeah.
You could do other things with your other hand. Try different combos.
No. I'm going to ask Ian, because I just listened to that Patreon episode. If there's anything to do with your fingers, he would know.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's a good episode.
Oh, man. Yeah. I think pretty much all our Patreon episodes are good. You should probably check them out.
Yeah.
It only costs $1.
Yeah, patreon.com/TADPOG.
Oh man. Well, do you guys want my other intro story?
Yeah.
Yes, please.
Okay. Yeah, I was pretty excited about this. So, listening to the show for as long as I have, you guys talking about drawing swords and things like that in high school kind of felt like kindred spirits. So what I brought today, and I've already shown these guys a little bit, was the archive of the Acoreyn video game system. So
now, I'm not familiar with that video game system.
Right. That is because it's pretend, and it's a thing that my friends and I made up in high school. In between the constant banging of chicks. I mean, we found time to do this.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh man, my dick's so sore. What am I gonna do while I recover?
I got 4 hours to kill before I gotta fuck another.
This was all drawn during recharge time.
The refraction period.
While this Gatorade and ginkgo biloba kicks in, I'm gonna draw.
How's the accordion going, guys? God, my dick's so sore.
But my hand's okay, so I'm going to draw this.
We got to make this work so that we can stop having sex.
Man, I can't wait to be so rich I don't have to have sex anymore. God.
Why couldn't I have been like good at basketball or something? I never have this problem.
It's just sex and parody video game systems about my friends. That's all my life was. So yeah, my group of friends and I, we were obsessed with reading EGM every month and all the video game info. We knew the systems were coming out and release dates and all that. Mm-hmm. And so during study hall or boring times in biology,
in between sex, we get it.
Yeah. I forgot about that.
Biology.
So we came up with this, bouncing ideas off each other, this whole thing where our friend Corey, and he was good at math. This is a big deal later on. He was our math guy. So somehow we came up with a story where Corey had come up with a cut rate video game system to like sell at Dollar General or like flea markets or something. So it was the 14.5-bit Acoreyn video game system. So Atari and Corey meshed together. And we even drew a logo with the Atari logo and the C underneath it.
I saw that. That's wonderful.
Right. So we had we drew a picture of like the announcement of the Acoreyn video game system and all the accessories. And since being good at math is funny, we had like an abacus controller.
Never fails.
Yeah. Dude, when you're like a sophomore in high school, it's still funny now.
Louis C.K.'s, like, I think his funniest jokes are all math jokes.
Of course. So we drew all the accessories, and then we would come up with any game that we could have like an idiotic pun or something that was a math related. He had a Super C, a Super Contra, but it was Super C squared, right? And so you're shooting at equations and things like that. We had Pac-Man. Math Man. I mean, come on. And
that's right there.
We ripped off Square One. That was on Square One TV, the Math Man, where you're eating equations.
I hadn't thought about that in a long time.
All right, I'm glad you remembered.
God damn. You opened the door that's been shut, like, and nailed shut for a long time. Where it's like, I don't remember this. Or Linda Ellerby. Ding, 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 ding.
Like you open that. Linda Ellerby.
Oh, no.
What are you doing here?
I need therapy now.
Nick News. Oh, Nick News.
Nick News, though, thank you for, like, coming out at the time in my life where, like, all I wanted to do was stare at the girls in the dark. Like, because, like, they turn off the light, the TV would come on, turn off the light, and be like, all right, time to look at girls in the darkness while they watch TV. Oh, that one's stretching.
Oh, man. No, because I just had to put it all together. It's like, man, yeah, I know that feel.
Yeah. It took me a second. I was like, oh, I did that too.
Yeah, we did that.
Oh, I totally did.
I didn't even acknowledge it at the time that I was doing it, but I did that.
Well, while that was happening, we're in the back drawing our drawings. That's
great.
That's what we were doing. My personal favorite one, I loved Maniac Mansion. So we had, his last name's Myers. We can bleep that if you need to. But we made Myers Mansion. So the game was that Corey was, the actual game is him trying to get money to buy a video game system. So like the options, instead of like pull or, take, open, were like beg your parents for money and do your paper route for money and all that sort of stuff. So there's probably 25 different parody video games we made there, and we had a whole story arc where he sold the system, became famous, and then wound up getting sued by every video game company, wound up penniless in jail, and then became like a dead Elvis, like viewed by National Enquirer, like aliens abducting Corey, this legendary thing that after it had all been said and done. So thank God, Corey managed to keep all this crap for 25 years. And he showed it to me the other day, and I said, I am taking that to TADPOG. And he gave me the approval. And again, I just think I'm sure that the other listeners out there have their own version of drawing swords or drawing their friends in video games, and that just, put it on the TADPOG group. Or elbow your way into doing a show and come down here and show these guys. But I'm sure there's a lot of our listeners that have done the same thing. So
I fucking love it. I mentioned this when I saw it. It's like, it looks like, it reminds me of Mad Magazine. Like, it really does. Like, I could tell that, like, there's inspiration there. That
was a huge influence on us. Like, again, I had magazine subscriptions. And again, when I wasn't banging broads, I was reading Model Railroader, Mad Magazine, and EGM. Yeah. So
he did because he called them broads.
Right.
I know.
That is the Chicago in me coming out.
I'm just going to leave these 3 magazines on my coffee table and see what happens. Yep, getting late again. I get it. Hey, man, I had that Game Pro magazine. I was on that Game Pro kick. I was so into it that I built that Sonic out of Legos and took a photograph of it.
Oh, wow.
And I was like, I'm going to send this in the Game Pro to see if they publish it. And guess who never sent it in?
They would have given that 5 exploding heads. Wasn't that the rating system?
Yeah.
Oh, man. Because I just remember my mom would never buy me gaming magazines, ever. Or any magazines of any kind. So it was just like, all right, you go.
Exclusively Penthouse.
Yeah, exclusively, yeah. Harlequin romance novels is all she let me have.
Oh, man.
So it would be me laying in the aisle on the floor in Piggly Wiggly reading gaming magazines off that rack while she finished shopping.
Oh, yeah.
And then I would rent the Addams Family for Super Nintendo. And that was it. That was the Piggly Wiggly trip.
No, I get it.
I'd look at the Playboy VHS with the girl with just overalls on.
That's fucking brave that you would look at it, because like that's
it was right by the Addams Family, so I could act like I was looking.
Oh,
at the
so you didn't like
games
pick it up or anything?
and see it. No,
smart man.
No.
Smart man.
Piggly Wiggly didn't separate the dirty videos.
From the children's video games. No, no, same section.
Wow, Mom, can I come to the grocery store?
What, like, whose call do you think that was at the Piggly Wiggly? Like, was the manager like, nah, she's got overalls on, bloop, right next to Adam's family.
She's not naked, ma'am. You need to calm your tits. Thank you. All right.
Check your privilege. Some people can't even afford overalls.
I think you'll find by the fact that we are called Piggly Wiggly that we don't give a shit.
You knew that when you came in.
You knew what you came in for.
I'm still surprised that video was like even at a store in.
Oh, it was in like the
Bible Belt.
What would be a normal like comic rack where they were slightly, tilted outward and you could rotate it around to see everything that was in that
was
rack.
it the only one?
There were a few. They were pretty much all Playboy.
I was about to say, like, do you think like someone just brought it from home and they're like, this will be funny?
The manager got those for free with his magazine subscription.
Right.
It's like I'll just rent these out, and make a little side money, I'll make my beer money.
Or his roommate like had like accidentally got 8 subscriptions to Playboy magazine. He's like, oh, what am I gonna do with all these free tapes? I know. I'll turn a profit. Piggly Wiggly. I'm gonna flip these.
Did you ever?
Who's the biggest smut peddler in Paducah?
Kroger? No.
No, they're too high. They're too high class now. They've got bunny bread.
Save a lot?
Two bottom of the barrel.
We gotta get right in the middle there, right above.
We need people with disposable income for video games and porn. That's save a lot. You're not there for that.
Hey, did you enjoy the Addams Family for the NES? You might also enjoy Playboy's Overall Explosion.
Amazon suggested buys.
Employee choice.
Yes. Shoppers who like the Addams Family NES game also liked Playboy Hoedown.
Hee ho.
You know those are both actual titles. They have to be porn VHS tapes out there with both those titles.
Oh, man.
You remember that episode of Hee Haw that got really weird? Where they started blowing each other on the haystacks?
Yep. Yeah.
It was weird, but it is the best episode of Hee Haw ever.
Oh, see, now I'm... Yeah, and then Conway Twitty just played his guitar with his dick, and that was Hee Haw.
Have you ever seen him on Hee Haw below the waist?
No.
There's a reason.
No. You want to talk about Sonic Spinball?
Sonic Spinball for the Sega Genesis?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Now, Tyler, as a man that's only getting 4 hours of sleep, how much of your precious free time did you pour into this game?
I was hoping you guys would fill in those gaps.
Okay.
Wait, what gaps?
I looked up enough of it to make sure I hadn't played it before, because I was pretty sure I hadn't even seen this game.
Wow. I didn't even know that it existed?
I'd heard about it, but I'd never seen a screenshot, never played any of it, so I found it unsettling. But we'll get into that later.
All right, cool. I'm looking forward to that. I have a history with this game.
As do I.
So you do as well.
Right.
Chris, what's your history with Sonic Spinball?
Well, I was a Genesis kid. I read all the magazines. I was part of the gaming console wars and whatnot. So I was also a bit of a Genesis apologist. Like I regretted owning a Genesis after I saw the Super Nintendo and the scaling and rotation and the Mode 7 and all that stuff. But I made my choice and I had to stick with it. That lawn mowing money, I wasn't going to be able to get 2 systems, just one. So I like Sonic. There's a lot of good Genesis games, but I was also kind of starved for anything that looked good and worth getting. I was probably going to get. So I think as I did some reading, this came out between Sonic 2 and Sonic 3. So again, I've read a lot of good things about this, and EGM's like, I really wasn't into pinball as a kid. I told you guys that. It wasn't like the pinball angle had no bearing on me back then, but it got good reviews back in the day. People liked it. It seemed like a unique, cool idea, and I needed something to plug in that Genesis because I didn't have, Chrono Trigger, or Earthbound and Chrono Trigger to put in there. So I was going to play some Sonic Spinball because that's a new good game, and it's a console exclusive. So I had it, and I like the game. I did play it a lot, and going back and thinking about it now, I'm pretty sure I probably played the first level a lot. I may have beaten that first level, but I never beat the game, and I understand why.
Dude, I didn't even know there was more than one level. Because I played this game as a kid, and I liked it a lot as a kid. But I honestly, like when you messaged us with level select code, and the first thing I thought when I read it was level select. There's more than one level to this game. I didn't know it was possible to even get past. I figured once you finished all the objectives for the first level, that the fucking credits rolled, and they were like, "Thanks for playing this excruciatingly difficult pinball game."
You earned this credit roll. That's it.
Oh man, it is a tough fucking game.
And again, I sent that message to you last night after I played for about 3 hours, and I'm like, fuck, I'm not getting any far. I'm gonna have to send these guys this. I felt bad. I was like, God, they're playing this. So I waltzed downstairs. I have not played this since I was a kid. Played it a lot when I was a kid. But I was walking downstairs like, dude, I've been playing pinball for like 14 years now. I'm gonna smoke. I'm just gonna play it long enough just to beat it. That's what I told myself.
Yeah.
And I was put in my place very quickly. I went down there and fired it up, and the controls are weird. You can control Sonic. You can kind of have influence on him moving around with the control pad, and you can flip the flippers, but no real pinball skills translate to this game, period. Man, I will say that.
I cannot tell you how good your suffering makes me feel. Because
okay, Nicole.
Oh, man, I'm feasting on it right now because it's like, it would like ever since we recorded the first pinball episode with you, Sonic Spinball has been like in my mind, like, okay, I know that you're good at pinball, Chris. So like, how does that translate to Sonic Spinball? Because even as a kid, I remember being like, this game is fucking hard.
Fun but hard. But yeah, it doesn't move like real life. Bounces that you get off the flipper, and there's a thing in real pinball called a post pass. So if you're on the left flipper, but you need to be on the right flipper,
give it a little hop thing.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. Most pinball games, you give it a really quick flip, it will bounce off the post of the left flipper, and it'll bounce to the right, and you can cradle it and make your shot.
Right.
That doesn't work on here. And there's a lot of places on this game where you need to be right flipper or left flipper. And if it's not on the one where you want it, you have to take kind of a wild shot and just hope it comes back down to the flipper you want to be on. So the fact that you don't have that kind of control is very hard to deal with.
Yeah.
So,
do you want to do a little segment?
Yeah, I do.
That we normally do?
You know I do.
Pass me that whistle, dog.
All right.
You know what time it is.
I will share a photo of the train whistle on the Facebook group.
There we go. All right, guys. It's time for a little segment that we like to call Dave Reads some Wikipedia. Which, of course... Oh, hi, by the way. Was that what you were doing? Wait, you can do that, right? Try for real, though.
Give it to me again.
You can do that. Now put a hard T on it. Now be excited about it. You got it. Nailed it. You sounded like a Pokemon. Like you said, I didn't know a human could make a Game Boy sound. That's a really cool talent.
Go, Zapdos.
Of course I hear that latent Pokemon sound, which of course ushers in a segment that we like to call Dave Reads some Wikipedia. Okay, guys, Sonic the Hedgehog Spinball, or Sonic Spinball, or as it's known in Japan, Soniku Supernaburu, is a
nice.
I nailed it. Is a pinball video game developed by Sega Technical Institute and published by Sega. The game was originally released for the Sega Genesis in 1993 and later ported to the Game Gear and Master System in 1995 and an iOS in 2010. If you're asking yourself, should I get that on iOS? Don't even worry about it because I checked on the App Store earlier today. Not fucking there. Because as I was watching Henry this morning, I was like, you know what? He's doing good. He's playing independently. I'm going to go ahead and download this on iOS. Not there. There have other Sonic games on there, like Sonic 4, Episode 1 and Episode 2. Those are on there. Thought about buying them, then was like, no, don't do it. When's the last time you played a good Sonic game, Dave? Answer that. And I was like, Sonic and Knuckles, I guess.
Or a good tight controlling mobile game.
Yeah, that too.
I don't have blast processing on the iPad.
No. Guys, I don't know if you know this or not, if you've been able to piece it together, but the term spinball is a portmanteau on pinball and spin dash, which is a move that Sonic performs. Along with
Thought it was the Spin Doctors and the game Balls 3D.
Oh, is there a Spin Doctors pinball machine? There has to be.
God, there will be. We're gonna work on that.
Yes. All right, so Chris, Tyler and I are gonna work on the Captain Ron RPG game. You need to work on the Spin Doctors pinball machine.
I have a few connections in the real pinball
Nice.
world, and I'm gonna do everything I can.
Is it Two Princes? Is that Spin Doctors?
Yes.
Okay, so it's two boards side by side.
Wait, can they flip? Can they rotate
Yeah,
on an
absolutely
axis?
they can. They flip over to reveal two more underneath.
Oh my god!
So instead of a $5,000 pinball machine, now it's a $10,000 pinball machine. That'll sell great.
Yeah, and
yeah, I don't see a problem.
Yeah.
it's custom made. It's like 4 feet deep. Yeah, it's massive.
And since it's
Made of wrought iron.
it's made out of a meteor. It's carved out of a meteor that dropped.
How can I pay proper tribute to the Spin Doctors? The Doctors of Spin.
Hey, they didn't go to school for 8 years to be called Spin Misters.
Spin Misters in their hit, Two Dukes. No, thank you.
Along with Dr. Robotnik's Mean Bean Machine, a game that you and I are familiar with from the show.
I like that game.
Yeah?
I'm sorry, but I do like that game. We
Yeah.
play that a lot. Yeah.
I get it. I mean,
You have to cringe.
Yeah, I mean, I get it.
I told you, Genesis apologist.
No, I understand. Look, and as far as like, all right, I don't. I'll post a link to Dr. Robotnik's Mean Bean Machine in the show notes if anyone wants to hear us talk about it.
It's not like you're saying you love Kirby's Dream Course, so it's totally fine.
Ooh, yikes! Shots fired. Let's see. It was, besides Mean Bean Machine, it was the only two Sonic games. It was one of the only two Sonic games released to use characters and elements from the Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog and Sonic the Hedgehog cartoons.
Oh, okay.
And I think the other characters only show up in bonus levels.
Oh, I guess there's some flying characters and enemies you can destroy, but yeah, the bonus levels are actually like an actual fun game.
Yeah, it's weird because the bonus levels are actually the most like pinball.
Right, real pinball. You Dr. Robotnik or whatever is kind of floating around on the table back and forth, and there's characters that you're trying to free behind him. So you kind of like Arkanoid on those Facebook games, and so you're playing pinball to try to get around Dr. Robotnik and free the animals behind him. At least that's the one bonus level I got to because I only beat the first level, but there's a bonus level after every level.
Fucking hats off to you for beating the first level. I still can't do it.
It took about an hour of screaming and cursing, but I did do that.
I feel like that's still
I
pretty
watched
good.
it done in like 2 minutes.
Yeah, the long play of this game on YouTube is infuriating to watch because it is straight up like, this has to be a robot playing this.
I saw the tool assisted run did it in 10 minutes.
In 10 fucking minutes?
Wow.
So that's a sure sign that the robots are going to destroy us in the inevitable war in 30 years.
Well, or take our jobs. I mean, our beating Sonic Spinball jobs. Those are all going on.
Not in this reality. We have God Emperor Trump. We're fine. We're good. Apparently, Cockmaster Shake was telling me like the Reddit subreddit, the Donald, that they refer to him as God Emperor.
That's not frightening.
So.
Is that like an ironic subreddit or is that like a for real subreddit?
I think it's a for real subreddit.
Is it really? No, it's not. No way. I didn't even know about it. It's called The Donald?
The Donald.
All right. Link in the show notes. Tadpog Nation, we need to infiltrate The Donald and just burn all the karma you've built up on Reddit trolling.
Yeah, there you go.
But yeah, I know nothing about the Sonic cartoons. So if those are characters from the cartoons, okay, cool, whatever.
Loves chili dogs.
Chili dogs and voiced by Urkel. Those are the two things I know about
Jaleel
it.
White.
I can't tell you how much I wanted to hear Sonic the Hedgehog say, "Did I do that?" Yeah, like I mean, it was like I would tune in just on the off chance that he would say that. I never saw it.
I'm coming for you, Robotnik. I'm wearing you down.
That weird episode where Sonic wants to go on a date with Dr. Robotnik, but Dr. Robotnik's dad's being really weird about it.
I recently watched because I enjoy YouTuber JonTron. He did a whole episode over bootleg games that was really funny. I watched that a few days ago, and then when I sat down, like, let me check out, see if I've played Sonic Spinball. It looks like a bootleg version of a Sonic game. I thought, like, Sonic looks weird.
Yeah.
Like
he's off model for sure.
Yeah, he looks
off model.
just like, oh, this looks like somebody in China made this for a quick buck, and then it somehow happened to actually hit mainstream Genesis.
What's weird about it is, because you're 100% right, I agree with you 100%, but what's weird about it is it's not even a case where Sega sent it out to another developer to do it. Sega fucking did this game.
Sonic Team.
Which blows my mind, because it's like, we've all seen the Mario shit that Nintendo didn't develop internally. And it's like...
Mario Hotel.
It's like... dog. It's kind of shit where it's like, well, it's a horrible game, but Nintendo really didn't do anything other than say, yeah, you can use this license. But with like Sonic Spinball, it's almost like there's no fucking excuse, you guys. Like, you know what Sonic's supposed to look like, and it is not this.
Well, and to me, playing yesterday, how Sonic controls, because there are a few areas of the game where he's on like a flat surface and you have to make him jump. He's like, he's in fucking molasses.
He's slow.
Oh my God.
Super slow.
It combines all the fun of a slow pinball game and all the slow, shitty underwater parts of regular Sonic games.
Yes. Luckily, you don't have to get those bubbles. Oh, God.
Because even the music, like the way he just looked like gooey Sonic, and then the music was...
Do you guys want to talk about Genesis music for a few minutes?
Let's talk about Genesis music
so
for a few minutes.
It unsettled me. I felt really weird. Like, I was like, man, okay, I don't like this.
Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and, again, Genesis apologist, that music is terrible. I know there are some people, Road Rash, dude, there are some songs on Road Rash I think are genuinely good, like, because I played the shit out of that game. But this game, the score and the option screen, did you go to the option screen? That music is the most
sounds
grating.
like that. It's like I just did it. That's
did I
what it
break
sounds
something?
Like. Right, yeah, exactly. Like, oh, what this is what's it supposed to sound like, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And you have to go to that option screen to put in the level select code that you have to have. I got really good at putting that level select code in yesterday. Yeah.
You can change the speed of this game, although I didn't really notice it make a huge difference.
I did put it on fast, and that's not me just bragging about how cool I am, but I played better on fast. And I did actually... last year I told you guys you could tell when someone hasn't played pinball where they flip both flippers at the same time. That's kind of like rookie error. On this game, I played flipping both flippers at the same time. It was easier because you have to use your D-pad to control Sonic's movement, what you can control of the ball.
Right.
So you have to use your thumb to hit either the right flipper or left flipper. So there are times where you need to do right flipper, left flipper really quickly in a real pinball game. That's basically impossible on here because you have one thumb to control both buttons. So I found it easier playing just hitting that double flipper button. So yeah.
No, I was the same. And which sucked because like as I was playing it, I felt like, I don't know, man. This doesn't feel good. Like, it doesn't feel like...
You can't see the whole board at one time.
That's tough, too.
So it's like you're just going like a quarter of it, maybe at most, at one time.
You're getting very vague instructions, too, from like a mock digital display.
Right. There's a row of arrows to shoot at. And then, you have the display on top.
That goes by super fast.
Yes!
And it says like vague things like... get the Chaos Emeralds, dog! And then it disappears.
It is very 90s. There's one point where it says, like, move it, yo. So, so it's useless. Yeah, it is completely useless. The thing I found is the best way to try to go where you're supposed to go is follow the path of arrows or the path of dots. Other than that, you're making wild shots, which is number one rule. Number two. Number one's don't flip both flippers. Number two is don't make wild shots.
Yeah.
And in this game, you get to do both those horrible things.
Why don't you flip both flippers?
Well, in a real game, you give up control that way. If you have both flippers up, it actually makes the no-no hole bigger.
Yeah,
so you want
back.
to you want to leave that left flipper down when you're using the right flipper because it actually gies you a little more space in case something needs to come over. So
I'm really glad that you brought up the no-no hole because
it's TADPOG. We have to.
as much as I really, this game is weird for me. I do like this game, but for all the wrong reasons. And it's like, it's one of those things where it's like, I can stand back and be like, this is a bad game. But for some reason inside, I'm like, yeah, but I still like it. It's like
that's how I feel about Paris Hilton. So it's
yeah, right. No, it's exactly that same. Yeah, it's that kind of relationship for sure. But like, I'm glad you brought up the no-no hole because one of my favorite things about this game is that at least on the first level, as far as I'm concerned, it's all that there is for the game. In the first level, when Sonic falls down the no-no hole, it's not an instant game over.
Right.
A giant worm comes out of the no-no hole and tries to eat Sonic. So you have the opportunity to jump back onto the game field before you.
And that's when the little digital thing actually helps because it says tap buttons or the buttons, and you tap the buttons and you jump out.
And you're out.
Yeah.
So I like that. I don't know if that continues on to like level 2 or anything like that.
No, there is no help.
Oh my god!
On the higher parts of the board of level 1, there's actually a point where you need to fall in the no-no hole because there's a barrel in the toxic waste, and you have to row to the left side to go get your Chaos Emerald. So it kind of the first level
pinball.
Right, just like real pinball. But on the levels I did play after I got frustrated and started level selecting everything, the no-no hole is like gears that grind you up or lava, and there's no helping from that. You're dead. That's all there is to it. So,
are there any rings in this game?
Did you find any rings?
Yeah, there are areas where you collect ring, and I think it just goes to your score. I don't think it really helps with any. It doesn't like give you. You know,
I know you get rings when you hit enemies.
Right.
Like they kind of explode into rings.
Right. I think that's it.
That's it.
I think it is. And again, when I reprogram Sonic Spinball,
yes, please.
Which of course I have time.
Yeah. After the Spin Doctor, please.
After the Spin Doctor Spinball is complete and successful,
priorities.
and I'm rich from that, we'll do that. Just Sonic. The whole thing with Sonic is you get hit when you have a ring, you're not dead. So if you have rings, you should be able to like lose it and come back.
That would be a very cool modification.
So, did
we mention in this game that Sonic is the pinball? I feel like that's a big thing we might have overlooked.
Nope, not at all.
We got to restart. We got to start recording all over again. I'm sorry, you guys. I feel like we've had a good run, but we done goofed pretty hard. Sonic the Hedgehog is the pinball.
I think I'm too tired because I keep feeling like someone's standing behind me.
Don't worry. I'll just keep looking over your shoulder.
Did somebody?
Don't worry. It's just Sonic. He's upset that we're shitting all over his only.
Too many marijuanas.
You play as the pinball, which is Sonic.
Which I think is actually kind of cool.
Yeah.
Like this game has so much potential. Like I almost wish they would remake it, even though like all the new Sonic games have been garbage. Like it seems like they could do some cool stuff with this. But have him as the ball, and it's neat that you can do stuff where you kind of climb around. But again, you're in molasses and it's so slow.
Yeah.
So,
which I guess on the other hand is like if he was fast, then you wouldn't want to control him any other way, right? You just want to slap him with a flipper,
right?
That was a weird sentence.
Like whenever you use the actual dolphin to strike someone.
Yeah. Like just the fantasy world stuff.
Because this would be another one of those. We talked about, doing all the Simpsons games.
Yes.
Man, doing all the Sonic games would also be
horrible.
I think the quality of the Sonic games might be worse than the Simpsons games.
That may end the show. If you guys have to play all those bad Sonic games, I could see that being the end of the show.
Especially like the long ones, because there are like RPG-esque Sonic games.
I did play the RPG one for DS.
Yeah,
and I didn't finish it. It drove me crazy toward the end, but I've played a good 80% of it.
I'm out,
and I enjoyed it up until the point that it just got too repetitive.
I can't do it, man, because like you love RPGs, and it's like if you couldn't finish that game, I'm not doing it.
It was a cool, fun concept.
Sure.
But the battle system where it's just like I'm putting the same 40 buttons in the same sequence every single random battle, and there were a lot of random battles.
Remember that for the Captain Ron RPG. We need to learn from the mistakes of this Sonic game.
Yeah.
If you want, we can go over the levels. Since I did hit the level, I mean, I'm not really sure if there's not a whole lot more about gameplay. I mean, yeah, that's like a real pinball machine. There's pop bumpers to bounce off of. There's a few enemies you can they get in your way and you kill them by hitting them and stuff. But
there's a boss I know at the end of the first level.
He's
I don't
like
know
a
what the rest of
scorpion guy.
Yeah, he kind of looks like if Dr. Robotnik decided to become a scorpion gas pump hybrid.
Right. Because this
takes 400 hits to kill, apparently.
It is the 90s, so you has to have like the preachy toxic waste is bad thing. So that's level 1 is the toxic waste zone.
Yes.
So And again, yeah, you kill the scorpion. Level 2 is, let's see here. That is more of a steampunk vibe, is what it is. You have a lot of pipes, and there's actually like a steam arena area where you can puff steam to bounce Sonic up and down.
Now, do you control the steam, or is
Yes.
that automatic?
You
so
actually
you control it
control
with like the flippers.
Exactly.
That's cool.
Flipper button.
That's cool.
Again, cool concept. Graphics
Yeah.
are pretty cool. Level 3 was actually, I think, graphically was the coolest. It's the machine. So there's pistons. Like you can drop Sonic into these little like troughs that have pistons, and the pistons bounce them up. Again,
Flatten them like a penny at the county fair.
No, just drives them
You
back
put him on a
out.
train and
Yeah.
runs up.
What else? Oh, the third level that I really thought was cool has circuit boards in the background, and it actually has like integrated circuits with the Sega logo. Pretty cool idea. Like resistors that have the bands like a real resistor should. Again, this is also hard. I couldn't get very far on, but I was enjoying the graphics. And then level 4 is like a construction zone. Blah blah blah. I didn't like level 4 so much.
Like a website in construction in the 90s.
Yeah, just like a
Just
white
one
screen.
large 404.
Yeah.
screen.
That may have been more fun. 404 error.
So you played all of these. Did you finish all of them beside the first level?
No, the only level I could even beat was level 1, and I played a little bit of level 2. I played one game like legit with no cheating, and I not that I pay much attention, but my score was 20,591,500. So that was what I could get on a legit playthrough without quitting and level skipping. But I just started level skipping. Level 2, I think I was able to get 1 Chaos Emerald, but never more than that. Level 3, I think I got 1. And again, cool ideas. That's what's so frustrating about this. Level 3 has, there's like these spinning gears, and you have to hit a certain thing, and that actually stops the gear in a certain place, and that gives you access to the Chaos Emerald. So
I see.
again, cool ideas, but just
Yeah.
so hard. And you're in the 90s, there's no Google. How the hell are you supposed to know how to do this?
Yeah, that's what bothers me about those digital screens is like if they give you hints of instructions, they're bad hints and they're gone so fast.
Right. You have to take your eye off the ball.
Right.
And can't do that.
Which is a problem that I have with real pinball is like that's like we talked about this in the first episode you were on. It's like I struggle with that where it's like I feel like I need to study a game before I even play it because I cannot look up at a screen and be like, okay, I got to hit the Slimer. Okay. And then like look down at the board and be like, where's Slimer?
Right, yeah, you have to know, and once you get better at the game, you know when you can stop and look at that. But it's Sonic Spinball, that message is only going to happen one time
Right.
when it needs to happen, and that's it.
Right.
And so, yeah.
I'm looking up. I'm not using really shitty Google. I'm using just Google. Sorry, I haven't bought the domain yet. So I'm doing a search for highest score in Sonic the Hedgehog Spinball.
Oh boy, yeah, my bragging is going to go down real quick.
Just because I want to give you a target to shoot for.
Sure.
Here
You're going to
is
go home and play more of this.
Am I?
according to recordsetter.com. Who keeps track of all video game high scores. The highest score in Sonic the Hedgehog Spinball, Sega Genesis, is Matthew Felix, who has scored 251,281,392 points.
Okay,
So it's a world record. it
10
says.
times more than me, so that's about right. Yeah.
Now take it look at the website and keep that in mind. Keep the design of the site in mind. This very much looks like this could easily just be. I could just be showing you BuzzFeed right now,
Yeah,
literally.
or you have one of those clickbait Facebook. Oh, you'll never believe this girl's chest at the grocery store, and then it's 20,
No.
20 next links, and the first 19 are pictures of
You'll never believe the 18 photos we have of Oprah Winfrey fucking things. And it's like,
Can't believe she put this in her vagina.
I know, and I'm like,
It's a picture of Oprah with her pained expression.
right. It's like, man, I really want to know, but I know it's a trap. Fuck it, I'm gonna click on it anyway.
If I can click next fast enough, maybe I can get to that last slide before all that malware.
But before they take my credit card information. Well, Dave, you did mention the Genesis version of this game. In my deep research yesterday, there is a Game Gear / Master System version of this game. I don't know if you had any exposure to that as a youngster or not, but it surprised me. I didn't know that it was out there.
I didn't. It's surprising that I had a Game Gear, so I would think that would have pinged on my radar at some point. Sure didn't.
Well, I looked at the gameplay of the Game Gear version, and it was same basic idea. They actually had the same kind of levels, the toxic waste dump and the steampunk and whatnot, but they had to take out a lot. So a lot of the little flourishes and the stuff that makes this game cool, like the background graphics and that sort of thing, it's gone. It's just the crappy parts of the game. I don't know if it's as hard or not. I didn't do that much research, but if anybody wants to play it, it's out there.
I bet it's more difficult. I bet it's way more difficult.
Everything on the Game Gear, I feel like a port or something where it's like, oh, you guys got Echo the Dolphin on the Genesis. We'll do it on the Game Gear too. I'm sure it'll be fine. It won't be difficult or anything.
No. Everybody just loves a gray blur.
Yeah. Look, this is all based on an LSD fever dream anyway, right? So who gives a shit? Talk to a whale. You get it.
We want to make that portable so you can do it while you're driving.
Yeah. Hey, are you riding a bus for 3 hours? Well, that's how long you can play this game before you're out of battery.
Do you have 100 batteries in your pocket?
So I'd love that you bring up Game Gear, because I have a long, weird relationship with pinball games on portable gaming devices.
Okay.
I had a Game Gear. I also had a Game Boy, which had the really cool, I believe, was it called the Power Boy? Was that the one that had like the magnifying glass and the light?
Yeah.
Yeah. Because guess who took a lot of road trips to visit family as a kid? That was me. Probably about at least twice to four times a year, I would have it like an 8-hour road trip where we'd have to, and my parents were just like, they did not like getting me video games, but they also liked me to be sedated in the backseat. So like the Game Boy was very much one of those where it's like, here you go. This is a Game Boy that you asked for. And then like that would work until the sun went down on the road trip, and then I would whine in the back seat. And then eventually they're like, here's a thing you can strap on there and shine light onto that screen. Enjoy. We'll see you when we get there. So like I've got this really like weird relationship with portable games, because like I'm used to playing them on the road, and for some reason I really was into pinball
portable.
Pinball portable. It was just a thing that I really liked. So I've got these memories of like I may have mentioned this on the show before, but both my grandfather and my uncle sell fireworks, and they sell Christmas trees at the appropriate seasons. And right, they flip it around.
Get your Valentine's Day fireworks.
Get your flaming Christmas trees.
Yeah, your Easter tree. It's fine. So my family, we would help usually at either the tree stand or the fireworks tent. And what that meant was I had a lot of time sitting around in extreme cold or extreme heat. So,
oh man,
I've got memories of playing Kirby's Pinball.
Yeah.
Man, that was good. That was a good fucking game.
We can talk about it. Next time you're on, Chris, you want to do Kirby's Pinball?
Dude, I'll talk about whatever you guys want to be on the show. I did, again, in my extensive research, Kirby Pinball Land came out on November 27th, 1993.
Nice.
Sonic Spinball came out on November 15th, 19... So I'm going to say Sonic Spinball was the first, like, you are the ball, the character is the ball. I'm going to say that if you guys want
to... They beat Nintendo to market.
By a week.
Yeah.
Right. So if I want to if you want to flame me on that, find the truth. But that's what I could tell in my extensive research this morning.
How much Genesis apologist is in you
coming
there?
out, isn't it? Yeah. I was so jealous of that Mode 7 shit, man. But my friends and I, we had a good strategy. I had a friend with the TurboGrafx, so we got to play Bonk.
Nice.
I had a friend with a Super Nintendo, and I bought the Genesis. So with my group of friends that drew all this awesome shit,
yeah,
we strategically bought the systems. But I was a Genesis guy, but again, felt, I regretted the purchase after a while. So
no, that sounds like you guys did it right. I mean, dude, the TurboGrafx 16 is the system that I always, when we went to the video rental place, I would beg my mom, like, please, let's rent this. I've heard about this thing. I've seen it in magazines. Nobody in the world has one.
Dude, those games that are on a credit card, like, to me, that is still the fucking future. I don't care. Like, that is still cooler than my smartphone. Just it's a game on a card, man. That's so cool.
I get it.
So you do need to do some TurboGrafx games in the future for TADPOG. I'm just going to throw that out there.
At some point, I would love to. Yeah. At the very least, I like to do Bonk's Adventure.
There's JJ and Jeff.
Bonk's Adventure.
JJ and Jeff and Impossible. I'll suggest those two.
I haven't heard of those.
Well, okay. Yeah, we'll play them.
What are they again?
JJ and Jeff I think it was a port from Japan with 2 comedians. Like you kicked things and birds pooped on you and stuff.
But that sounds like a bootleg game. The title.
It looks like
JJ
a bootleg
and Jeff.
game. Yes. And Impossible, which is where you were a superhero mole. And I don't remember that much about that game. But my friend Lee, one of the artists for the Acoreyn stuff, he had that game. So.
See, you said the name Impossible, and the video game concept that I constructed in my own mind was that it's Dig Dug, but you're playing as one of the creatures that he's trying to horrifically explode.
That actually might be fun.
Survival horror. You see all your friends have a hose inserted into their body and inflated until combustion.
So Resident Evil owes their existence to Impossible.
To Impossible.
Okay.
You heard it here first.
Yeah.
I realize we're probably almost done-ish, but I'm going to go ahead and open this monster right now. So there we go. That was that sound.
Yeah, I think I took you off track there a little bit. But yeah, all the portable games. There's what else? Metroid Prime Pinball. I talked about that.
I never played that.
That is a good game. And on the DS, Metroid. You are the ball, so the cleaning under the kitchen appliances and whatnot with Metroid. And what else? There's a Pac-Man. There was a bit of a pinball renaissance on the Game Boy Advance in the early 2000s. There was Pac-Man Pinball Adventure, Pinball of the Dead, as in the House of the Dead and the typing of the dead.
That's a thing that happened?
That's a
really?
thing.
Have you played that one?
I just watched videos today, so I may get that in the future if it's cheap because it looked pretty cool. And then Mario Pinball Land. I think you guys talked about that last time, didn't we? Mario Pinball Land? I don't remember.
Maybe a little bit. If I talked about it, I was talking out of my ass because I don't know much about
That's
it.
all I'm doing. What was it? Oh, 1999 Pokemon Pinball.
Right, and I played that one too. I remember playing that one at the fireworks stand. My cousin had it, and I think I was probably bitching about something that I was playing, and he was like, try this. And I was like, I don't know anything about Pokemon. And he was like, doesn't matter, it's pinball.
Little did he know that Pokemon would be such a part of your life.
I know, man. I can't even drive anywhere anymore.
Here's a game for the Atari 2600, David's Midnight Magic.
A pinball game?
It's a pinball game.
I've never heard of that.
For the Apple II, Commodore 64.
Wow.
I didn't, little does anybody know, that is a custom door hanger that I bring with me to hotels. And when I don't want them to disturb me, I put that out.
Or you want
Magic.
to be disturbed.
Yes.
Come on in.
Open
David's
to
Midnight
interpretation.
Magic.
When the door's cracked.
Yeah. in subtext is, the door's never closed.
Because I'm trying to find if there's any earlier... The character as the pinball.
Oh, again, yeah. My research can definitely.
I'm not seeing anything before
Sonic Spinball. All right. Well, there's a really shitty Google fact number 1.
Yes. Sponsored search result. Any other Sonic Spinball stuff we got to go over? You're the only one going off of a list, so I feel like you're definitely the most prepared out of all of us.
Again, just a hard game. I was surprised it had the spin dash in it. I didn't even think about it, but I played it. I was like, oh, okay, cool. You can do the spin dash, and there's a few places where you have to do it. There's a few places where you could not climb out, like you have to do the spin dash to get out. But again, and there's cool ideas in it. There's one level, there's a flipper. You have to get yourself up on the flipper and hold the flipper up, and it acts as an elevator, and it takes you up, and there's all these different entrances where you could shoot the ball. And again, cool, like there's these holes I can go in this, and that loop opens this up, and it's neat, but it's frustrating. I just wish there was difficulty levels. That would be I normally don't try to play games on easy, I tried, but last night I was looking for easy mode and it wasn't there.
Man,
so.
The only thing, like my big thing besides the difficulty is I wish they would have taken the Sonic the Hedgehog 2 game engine and just built the game in that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just build the game in that. I mean, because you've already got the Casino Night.
Yep.
Oh, that'd be perfect.
Which is kind of close. I mean, I feel like that feels better. That level feels better than everything in Sonic Spinball. It really does. Like, I mean, just the
I don't even play it, and I know that just from looking at it.
No, you're right. I mean, you nailed it. Unfortunately, Sonic 2, I don't remember a giant worm coming out of the no-no hole. That's the big thing that Sonic Spinball's got going for it.
Oh man, well I did I have some achievements because I was so excited.
Excellent. What you got?
So the first achievement I have for the game is Semisonic, and that is when you get sick of the shitty Genesis music, you turn it off and you listen to Semisonic's Closing Time on a loop. I almost opened that one up yesterday. The other one I came up with was Colonel Sanders. There are characters in the game called Clucks that fly around, robot chickens.
Yes.
And so if you destroy 100 clucks, by killing them, you are now Colonel Sanders. By killing the robot chickens.
See, that's weird because I had the same achievement with a different name. It's called Fusterclucks.
I think that's better. That's better.
Yeah. So that's it. I mean, I wouldn't say it's better. It's definitely lower hanging fruit. But
I figured Kentucky. You gotta play to the home crowd here.
That is true.
What's the other ones? I have two more here. Blue balls. That's you get to the final boss, then you die. I mean, Sonic, you got to make a blue ball joke.
Yes.
And Spinball Archmage, you earn that by just beating this fucking game because I can't do it. So you can take the title from me if you beat the game.
Well, no, you won't take the title. You're still going to be Pinball.
Just unlock the achievement.
The S.
Okay.
Just get the extra S to go in front of Pinball.
Right.
I've got Beetlejuice, and you get eaten by the worm that comes out of the no hole.
Oh, perfect.
And then building on yours, instead not salt, not pepper, but you Spinderella. Is when you beat the game.
The only other one other than Fusterclucks that I had was I like to move it. And that is when you get the message to move it, yo. And then you move it. That's how you unlock it.
Perfect.
Tyler.
Yes, Dave.
I've had a lot of fun today. That's no joke.
Yeah, I actually started to wake up.
This has been you perked up.
Yeah.
That shadowy man that's been over your shoulder has disappeared for the moment. I don't know when he'll return.
That is sleep trying to take Tyler from us.
Well, that's just the crushing burden of responsibility.
Quiet child.
My obligation monster just looking over my shoulder.
God, you guys make me feel guilty for listening to this show.
Oh, man.
That had nothing to do with TADPOG.
No, but every time you guys talk about that, I know me and Phil and everybody else out there is just like, I'm killing these guys, but I don't fucking care. I'm going to keep taking until they won't give any more.
Dance, monkey, dance.
That obligation monster's getting bigger. He's getting bigger. I see him.
Yeah.
Don't turn around.
Yeah.
Don't turn around.
You made my ear tingle when you did that.
That's the power of suggestion, Tyler. Here, try these shrooms and let's try again. I've had a lot of fun today.
Yeah, man.
I have a few questions for you before we close it out. Two of them are for you specifically, and then the third will be for both of you guys. The first question, Tyler, is if you were to give this game a beard that sums up how you feel about it, what kind of beard would it be?
You can go ahead and also ask me the second question. So I'll give them to you simultaneously.
Tyler, I have another question for you, which I'm checking the readout here says that I should expect a simultaneous answer.
On the transcript, the script we meticulously write every week.
I'm sorry, the cue card guy took a nap. That's actually who's been behind your shoulder the whole time. I've been reading cue cards.
Jerry,
the obligation monster. Tyler, if you were to give this game a pair of glasses that sums up how you feel, what kind of glasses would you give it? And why?
I would give this game both the beard and glasses of Pinball Archmage Chris Edler.
Oh, wow. I really appreciate that.
Now I'm looking at Chris.
Look at his face.
Right now. I'm looking at his face.
I'm feeling around. Yeah.
I don't see either of those.
Exactly.
On his face.
Whoa.
Smoke bomb.
Well played. I have another question. This is for both of you guys. I feel like this will be a fun little game called How Much Is This Game on Amazon? If you were to buy it right now, Sonic Spinball used on Amazon, how much do you think you would pay for it? For the Genesis, let me clarify.
Okay.
Tyler, we'll start with you. How much do you think Sonic Spinball is on Amazon?
I bet there aren't a ton of copies of this. $27.
$27 from Tyler. Chris, what do you think?
I'm going to say, for some reason, I think Genesis is less collectible, even though you have the the cool packaging with the box and everything. But
yeah.
For some reason, $6.99 just pops into my head, so I'm going to say this is $6.99.
$6.99. I'm glad that you mentioned the packaging for Genesis games because they are more collectible in the sense where you've got a case that is,
and you have a reason to keep the case.
Right.
Yeah, it actually looks cool.
It's not the shitty cardboard box that SNES games came in.
Here, that's Genesis apology number 14 for the day. All right, good. Yeah,
but that's
point in
valid.
Jesus' favor.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah. Okay, guys, good guesses. Actual retail value of Sonic Spinball for the Genesis used on Amazon at the time of this recording is $49.99.
Wow, man,
That is the promoted copy. Okay, so here is where it gets tricky. There are 194 copies for sale on Amazon. The absolute lowest price that you can get Sonic Spinball for Genesis is 24 cents.
Whoa.
That's an actual dead hedgehog just balled up really tightly.
That they deliver to you. A guy shows up at your door with it in a tennis racket and serves it into your face.
Here's your spinballs.
1 quarter, please. And then he grabs
Here's your
it,
change. Gives you a penny
gives you
back.
penny, grabs the hedgehog, and leaves for his next destination. The shipping on that is, I don't know, probably like $20. But just for funsies, how much do you think Sonic Spinball for Game Gear is on Amazon?
Yo, $56.
I'm gonna say 45, just so I can be in the in between space.
24 offers starting from $2.88.
What?
So there's
Wow.
some
Okay.
bargain basement gaming. I'll go out on a limb here and say Sonic Spinball is not a great game, but it's worth 24 cents.
Yeah.
Yeah, the story's worth 24 cents.
I mean, yeah, just having it.
I've done worse things for the story.
Yeah.
So it's fine.
You'll enjoy that first level for a while.
Yeah, I mean, or you'll play it for a while, one or the other. Something will happen. Is that? I guess we're
That's
done.
good. Yeah.
Yeah. The only other thing I had is if you guys had any questions about the state of pinball in the world right now, I do have
What
a
you
few.
got?
There's actually a game I will recommend for people. It's on iOS and Android. It's called Pin Out. It's free download. I'm sure there's some stuff you can pay for, but it's kind of it looks like it's Tron in pinball mushed together. It's kind of neon and black and cool colors and stuff like that. It's kind of a pinball racing game almost. Like you have a path with dots like Pac-Man where you have to roll over the dots to get more time.
So are you shooting for the dots?
Exactly.
Okay.
You might shoot up a weird ramp to get the dots, and then it comes back to another flipper, and you have to shoot to another hard access area. And once you make the shots, then you progress to the next level. It's like
So it keeps going.
Exactly.
That's
It's kind of a
cool.
never-ending pinball
That's really
game.
neat. So it's like an endless runner kind of like pinball mashup.
It's procedurally generated roguelike RPG element. What else can I put it?
Yeah.
But it's like an endless
Tactical
runner
pinball.
Farming
Story-based.
simulator.
with shuffle cats. thrown in
Japanese
there.
dating sim.
All rolled into one.
Right. So I would recommend that. That is an actual recommendation.
And then you have to solve math problems, right? At the
Yes,
end to
yes.
progress.
Perfect. Also, a bit of a warning on one thing and a recommendation on another. There's the Stern Pinball Arcade. I know I talked about the Pinball
Right.
Arcade last time where you can play real pinball games.
Right.
Well, Stern, the pinball company that's still making games, they've kind of gotten themselves hooked up with Pinball Arcade. And now that the newest Stern games, some of those are actually available, like AC/DC, which came out a few years ago, Mustang, and Star Trek. These are all like new-ish
Right.
good games. They're more expensive. The older ones you can get like 3 tables for $4, but since these are brand new, like available pinballs, they're like $10 a table. But they're really good. If you want to play AC/DC and you don't want to spend $5,000 on a pinball machine,
Right.
you can play it. But I did read some awful reviews on Steam for it. PS4 had decent reviews. It seemed like it's good to play on PS4, but right now I think the Steam version just came out and it looks like it's
it
got some
buggy?
issues. Yeah. So
That
I haven't even
sucks.
downloaded it yet, but
This kind of sucks because you're making me want to like buy more pinball games.
well, that's why I came down
So,
here, man.
Awesome.
I would say buy it on PS4 or just wait.
Yeah.
Wait out of that Steam sale. I guess you got another week left on that or whatever. But
Don't even like I get notifications through email on like, hey, something on your wish list went on sale, and I'm just automatically just delete it. Like I don't even read it. It's like I don't want to know what the game is.
right.
I used my Steam gift cards that I got for Christmas today, and I bought like 5 or 6 games, and that's it.
You're
This
done.
this is the least I've ever spent on a Steam sale.
You're better than me because like I can't even if I buy one game, I'm in for $50 at least.
yeah.
So Jerry, the responsibility monster, stop that.
Yeah.
Or the zero balance bank account, whichever you want to call it.
Daniel. Daniel the checkbook monster.
Daniel, the student loan Satan.
Oh man, I've had my battles with him.
Anything else going on? Pinball?
That's the one last thing is the Jersey Jack, the other physical pinball company. They have a new game that's going to be coming out soon called Dialed In. This is the pinball company that has the video screen on the back box.
I remember you telling me about that.
So this is the first game that they've had that's not licensed. So it's their own concept. A little bit strange, but still looks interesting, and I definitely want to try it. But the whole thing is kind of people described it as like Sim City meshed with like your cell phone is this all powerful tool. It has a cell phone kind of mounted over the ramp on one of the shots, and then. Again, I don't know a whole lot about it, but
is it like some AR kind of stuff going on, or what?
I think the machine itself has a camera in the back box that will take selfies of you, and you can like tie your actual phone, Bluetooth it to the machine, and like post your scores, and it looks cool. It looks like disasters happen in this town, Quantum City, and somehow your cell phone can magically fix the disasters, and that it looks like a really deep game, interesting, but just odd concept, but I want to try it out. It's not out yet. It'll probably be out in the next 6 to 8 months or so.
Okay.
But keep your eye out for that. Should be a cool game whenever it does come out.
I'm going to go ahead and segue into something.
Oh, yeah.
I always hear the best way to segue into a topic is to announce that you're making a segue.
Yeah,
So I'm
absolutely.
going to do that. I think I saw a TED Talk on that.
Yeah, that's how JFK always did it.
Yeah. Just like definitely, just let everybody know a hard cut. We're changing subject. Do you think that pinball machine will be at the Louisville Arcade Expo?
You know, that's very possible it will be. I'm not 100% sure, but if it's going to be somewhere in Kentucky in March, that's where it's going to be. Yeah.
Good.
All right.
I hope that it is because
we should go there, dude.
we should go there. We should do a thing. We should organize a TADPOG field trip, I feel like, and go to the Louisville Arcade Expo in March.
Okay.
Let's do that.
Yeah.
We're doing that. So if you would like to join us, get in touch with us somehow. Don't call us because you'll be in voicemail hell probably for
don't
8
do it.
months.
You'll be going to the 2018 Louisville Arcade Expo.
Yes. there is an event that's posted on the Tadpog Nation Facebook group. If you are interested in going, but you don't do Facebook, I get it. Get in touch with us some other way. I guess probably the best way is email me at dave@tadpog.com.
Just join the Facebook group because it's awesome, and then do it that way.
Definitely
There
do
you
that.
go. Yeah, that's yeah.
All
Or
right.
Twitter. You can also do Twitter.
Or Twitter. Just
Yeah.
it's going to be easier on everybody.
Well, we're both on Grindr.
Yeah, it's fine. What's some other ones?
Bumble. We're both on Bumble.
I almost said Bumble, but then I didn't know if that was something different.
Tinder, Bumble, Grindr.
Tinder.
We're on all of them.
What is Bumble?
Bumble's like Tinder, but
Butt stuff, right?
But
Because
yeah,
that's
but
what
the
it
butt
sounds
stuff.
like. Bumble.
It's
It's like a British butt stuff app.
a guy you like Tinder, like you both swipe right or whatever to say yes, but the girl has to initiate the conversation. The guy can't send the first message.
It does sound like, oh man, you got bumbled. It's like you thought you were going over for some sweet sex stuff, and
From
then you
James Bumble. Oh, you got bumbled.
straight up got bumbled. What happened? You gotta know. You gotta protect yourself. You can't get bumbled.
Well, my Bumble profile pic is just all the drawings from high school. So that's how I'm getting the chicks.
It's all the pictures of Corey, and then your tagline, I'm not Corey, though.
I talked to the guys that drew this. Sex now?
So that was a long way of us
My
saying.
dick is so stretched out from all the sex that I had. It's like 2 feet long now. It's so stretched out because of sexings.
I'd kill for a bumble. That was a long way of announcing that we will be at the Louisville Arcade Expo. March 3rd. If you're interested in going, please join the Tadpog Nation Facebook group. That is the easiest way to do it. Exalted Lord Micah Purdue is fucking organizing the whole thing.
Yeah.
I mentioned to him that I wanted to go to this, and he wanted to go to it, and then he just kind of like took over all the planning, and that's been amazing.
Yeah, he's alpha male in control. Let him do all the planning.
That's fine.
I'm fine with that. Keep doing it. I
Yep.
appreciate it.
That saves me a shitload of time that I do not want to spend organizing that.
That's actually
So,
going to make it happen.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, because if it's up to me too, I'd just be like, we're going to this. See you there if you want to.
Yeah. I made the event and I was like, all right, we'll see what happens. And then Exalted Lord Micah Purdue was like, I'll handle it.
Yep.
I'll book hotel rooms. I will set up the go-kart racing. I will set up the escape room. He's working real hard. Is what I'm saying.
Yeah, escape room's gonna be good.
He's working real hard. The escape room's gonna be good. Yeah. There are talks of going dressed as Mario Kart characters for the go-karts.
At least like the top half being dressed. It sounds like there's some people that aren't going to have anything on the bottom.
Yeah, well, it makes sense for some. I mean, like,
we won't discuss what character we're gonna go as. We all show up as Boo, and we look like a big KKK rally.
Oh, wow.
well, I'm gonna go as Toad, which could also be perceived as racist, I'm sure. So there you go.
Who's the guy that's a penis with herpes? Who's that guy?
Who's the guy dressed up as Aladdin with a weird mushroom head? That's weird.
Dibs on Wendy Koopa.
Oh, you got dibs on Wendy?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see your sexy Wendy.
Get all of my hula hoops. They're great for go-kart racing.
Let's do it.
I'm so bad at even real life racing. I'm so fucking bad. I'm so bad.
What about Ryan? We should have Ryan in there. He'd destroy everybody,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, that's true.
We
Don't tell him. Don't tell him.
I hope he's
delete
listening.
that.
I don't like losing to him in anything. So just don't tell him.
Here's what we'll do. We'll do it double dash style. You and Ryan can be in a go-kart together. You'll be driving and he'll be firing turtle shells at everybody.
That works.
And then
That
every
works.
time you don't make a turn at the right moment, he goes. Chris?
Yes. Oh, what am I going to go as?
Yeah, sure.
Oh, God. I guess Yoshi? That'd just be nude painted green, right? And licking things all the time?
Yep.
So you just described a normal Saturday for me.
You nailed it. Make sure to shove a whole bunch of eggs
Up my
your-
ass?
Yeah.
Again, that's Saturday. That's
You're right. you also have to drop them. Is that going to be a problem?
I swear to God, if they didn't
Yeah.
come out of his asshole peeled.
We need good, clean drops.
I got a month to get it down, but I'm already about halfway there.
There's an app called Bumble that you can try to prepare. Thanks for being on the show, man.
Hey, man, I absolutely love it. I'll come on again whenever the schedule works. I'm really glad you guys are here. I'm glad you keep doing what you're doing. So
Kirby's Pinball.
Thanks.
Yeah,
man.
it happened.
Yeah, Kirby's Pinball, man. Let's do it.
or any
Or
other
Pokemon Pinball.
Or yeah.
You know, I had talked to you guys before about doing the Immortal on the Genesis, non-pinball related, but that was I actually liked that Genesis game. It was one of the really good Genesis games. I thought, so if you guys ever play that, I mean, I'll do the pinball too. But,
Okay.
but I can do that. So absolutely.
I'm down. I mean, you made the trip down. So yeah, you make the trip down again. We'll talk about whatever game you want to talk about.
Awesome. I like that. And I did pay my 50-cent Patreon hosting fee, so I'm good to go.
And you brought us emos
And, yeah,
again.
yeah.
So and the Billy Goat spicy kicker chips.
Right.
So I mean, you're very well liked here at the podcast.
I try to get it in my favor, whatever I have to do. Yeah.
and everyone liked your first episode. So I mean, it's just like a no brainer. It's
All
like,
right.
okay, Chris wants to be on. Great, let's do it.
Good to hear. Glad to hear.
And that's actually why I approached you.
Oh, right.
Because I'm like, yeah, let's fucking do this shit.
Let's-
You got
let's-
time off, right?
Let's ruin this game we both used to like and play it as an adult and hate it.
Yeah, I'm still.
I guess the way it goes.
I would say hate, just like, wow, that's different than I remembered.
It's a bad game,
Yeah.
but I do
yeah.
still like it for some weird fucking reason.
Yeah, can't argue with that. Can't argue with that.
So thanks for listening, everybody. Mm-hmm. Found the show on iTunes, SoundCloud, Stitcher.
Yep,
We have shirts.
we do.
Amazon,
Yes.
TADPOG.
Yes.
Find that shirt.
We'll do my next shirt. I think that I'll do for the podcast will be the Obligation Monster T-shirt.
There you go. There you go.
I just have to get really
It's
good
a
at.
fat guy who looks like just a morbidly obese Jimmy Buffett just glaring over your shoulder.
I haven't seen Jimmy Buffett in a long time. I just assumed he was morbidly obese.
I don't know if he is or not, but I'm like comically.
He drinks a lot of margaritas, right? You'd think he'd be pretty big.
Or I guess just Dom DeLuise.
Oh yeah,
That works too. The ghost of Dom DeLuise.
Yeah. I got to get really good at drawing like Dr. Seuss style because that's how I see the Obligation Monster looking like. So I imagine like a big fat Lorax is what I imagine.
Oh, okay, that's good too.
Furry
With his
fingers.
dick out.
Oh.
His mustache is 2 dicks.
Yes. All right, it's done.
Let's see. Hey, if you want to send us something, Tadpog Studios, care of Nicole Nance, PO Box 3785, Paducah, Kentucky 42002. If you want to call us, text us 270-883-2555.
Yep.
Anything else? Instagram, Tadpog_podcast. Just trying to keep this brief, Trying
Yeah.
to
The fuck it outro.
I like the fuck
keep
it
it breezy.
outros. It's really weird because it's like we got to a point where I feel like we were literally spending 20 minutes on the outro.
Yeah, I would stop like with about 13 minutes before time for our outro. So.
Yeah. I do have people to thank. That's the only thing that I would like to do. The problem with that
There's
is
always time for that.
I feel like I have lost some emails. Like I feel like I've lost some notifications. So I don't want to leave anybody out. So I'm in a really weird position where I don't know what to do. So the last person that I remember specifically thanking on the show was Andrew Clark. Because Andrew Clark was a new donor, and I remember the new donors kind of always ping with me because it's like, all right, awesome, somebody else. But so I'm gonna start here, and if I've missed you, please fucking let me know. I'm serious about that because I do want to fucking thank you because we really appreciate your donations.
Or just donate more money and then you'll get a new notification.
Yeah, I'll get a new notification and then we'll start over.
Yeah,
Chris,
yeah.
I like you, man.
Very
I like
good.
how you think. You say the things that I want to, but feel like I can't.
I'm the audience, so I can say whatever the fuck I want.
Yes.
It's okay.
Thank
Yeah.
you, audience surrogate. So I'd like to thank Micah Purdue, a.k.a. Exalted Lord Micah Purdue, for upping his donation, writing that penny train. I'd like to thank our very own, in the studio right now, Pinball Archmage Chris Edler, for upping his donation. I assume it's penny train. I don't know.
No, that was the 50-cent hosting
that
fee.
was 50
yeah,
cent.
50-cent hosting fee.
Well, I really like blowing this, so I'm going to do it just once anyway. I'd like to thank Joey Webster. Thank you for upping your donation recently. And I would like to thank Trash Bear, Joseph E. Willard III, for recently upping his donation.
Just
as well.
17 mere minutes ago.
Oh, is that right?
Under the wire.
Oh, do you have those notifications too?
Uh-huh.
Did I miss anybody? Do you
Nope,
know?
you
Okay.
did not.
All right, great. So now we know if you try to contact us and you're like, you missed me, we'll be like, nope, we double checked. We didn't miss you. Money, please.
Money, please. See, that's our. Hey, Chris, what's our theme song?
that is Moves by Sycamore Drive.
Nice.
We're gonna link to that track to be found.
In the show notes at tadpog.com.
Nailed it.
How would you like to close this out?
I guess we need to make a voice for the obligation monster, that the newest character from the show.
Okay.
Trainsy is dead. Long live the obligation monster.
He's going to be around a lot in the future.
That's known as adulthood. So I'm going to try
God,
to
I
channel
hate it.
adulthood. Gonna try to do that.
Okay. So until next time. Tropical Tyler, Tropical Capricorn. Do your laundry.
Pay your student loans.
Pay your loan. Vacuum your house.
Mine right now is biting my neck, and every now and then it stops gnawing on my neck bones to be like, hey, did you pay your insurance premium yet?
Hey man, did you pay that? Okay.
Your wife sure does a lot of the things around the house. I haven't seen you pick up a broom in a long time.
Almost January.
At least you're on Twitch all the time, right?
Fuck you, obligation monster.
Oh man.
Honestly, what I think is taquitos.net is two guys in a house in like Oklahoma City that do the same shit. It's
know.
you guys in a different
That's
time
how I
zone.
feel about it too.
But I'm going to still keep writing that hope that that's the tip of this giant money iceberg out there somewhere.
I think it'd be hilarious to like keep building this relationship with them, and then one day be like, "Let's do a taquitos.net podcast.
This is good.
Let
yeah.
us do the official taquitos.net podcast, and then we can diversify our audience and
Just watch that money flow in.